party people in the place to be. What's going on? McGiggles, can you hear me in there? Get McGiggles, no? Let's see. We turned some stuff on. Hey, hello. Hey, how's it going? Yay. What's going on?
Now we can hear you.
You just heard from DC LaRue. That was Do You Want the Real Thing from the 1978 soundtrack. Thank God it's Friday, but that's not the issue here. Welcome to Live from Dope City. I'm Captain Chris, of course. In the booth, Rose McGiggles holding it down. We got some esteemed people. We got Nick with cameras and audio. I don't know your name. What's your name? Isabella on camera. We got Jim on some camera action. We got Jordan holding the camera. We're going to insert a picture of Jordan right now. Yeah, that's Jordan's hand. And, of course, we got musicians, and I'm going to introduce you to each one of them. On guitar, we got Peter LUTRINGER right here. You know him as the audio guy. Right here, the mysterious man behind the bass, Joe Patton. And the man of the hour, the reason we're all here. I'm talking about Steve Garron. Legend in this town and everywhere else. And I'm sure you're wondering, why do I have a mic and I'm standing up and all this weird stuff? Well, let me show you. Because in this band, which is called Steve Garron's
Bleep
exactly. I'm also the drummer. So hi, I'm Chris LeBraine. I play drums. So we're going to do this. We're going to make this happen. I've never done this before, but we're going to do it tonight. But yeah, Steve Garron's and blah, blah, blah. We got 4 good songs for you, so that's what we're going to pull off. So, first of all, hi, Steve. How are you doing?
Hi.
That's what I like to hear, is a good hello from you, all right?
I'm feeling good.
How are you doing? Hi.
We're going to start with Open Upon Death.
Yes, we are. So,
one of my happier songs.
I know. It's the cheery tune right here, ladies and gentlemen. So, if we're all ready, watch me now.
Well, if this ambulance open, I must have died. Thank your husband for staying outside. I didn't want to open up this can of worms while I was alive. Now I can rest assured. You know that's how I feel. I love you, respect you, blah, blah, blah. I only want you to know. I love you, respect you. I'm glad that I let you live out your life on your own. I cherish all the memories made. Even our mistakes turned out beautiful. Half of what we were became our work of art. Built to the God that we did. I was a dreamer. I was dreaming of you. We were holding hands, and I was making plans. Waking up next to you. I love you. I respect you. I'm so sorry if I ever hurt you. I would never hurt you. I would not desert you. Well, maybe it's better, not bitter. Well, maybe a little. I will
Party people in a place to be. That was Steve Garron with, his band, which I cannot say. So I'm just going to call it Steve Garron from now on. Steve, how are you doing? Once again, after this song, how are you feeling now?
I'm feeling high. I'm high. How are you? I'm feeling good.
I'm feeling sweaty, ladies and gentlemen. But
Sure.
yeah, but yeah, shout out to everybody helping out. Shout out to Sydney. She just came in the room.
Shout out to Pete for running sound and playing guitar.
I know. And shout out to Nick.
And
for
Nick
the
for
backup.
helping out.
Oh, man. It's good times and good times. So, in my normal, swag, I ask a variety of very standard questions. So, Steve, why don't you tell us about your music history in this band and also in this city?
Well, that's a wide question.
Everything. I want to hear about
I was born in Pine Hills, so I've been a resident of Orlando my whole life. And I had always wanted to know, how do you play music out downtown? So I think I just lost my...
I think it's just the
Did everything just die, or is it just my... Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, I got a permit to play down in the old Wall Street Plaza. And the first time someone yelled at me, "If you play another song, I'm going to beat you." And then I went 1, 2, 3, right into another song. I was hooked, and I had to be the front guy. So I had a band called The Action Figures, then Precious, which is probably what most people know.
Shout out to Precious.
Long history in the WPRK basement radio.
No doubt, no doubt.
And then I had a long period of medical problems where I was on dialysis for over a decade, needing a kidney transplant. And my only involvement was with the music scene at that time was everybody put on a benefit for me, and my old band Precious got together on our 10-year anniversary, raised enough money that last year I got my second kidney transplant, and now I'm doing wonderful.
That is awesome.
So I think that's the history you're referring to.
That is the history.
So now I'm able to rock again. So gosh,
you are able to rock. I will bring up one thing you failed to mention, because the way we hooked up was the fact that I started playing drums in your band Potsy.
Oh yeah, that's true. I'm glad you brought that up.
I mean, just got to throw that in there.
Yeah,
Because
that was Erin Nolan started that in an odd way, because she started me back to playing. So Erin and I and Dana Fasano had a band for 1 year.
Yep.
Called Potsy, and we put out one album, and it's a really cool album.
It's a really awesome
Very cool album.
Very cool.
So yeah, I have Precious, Potsy, and now Steve Garron solo stuff. It's on Bandcamp, and we have a great YouTube video, 12 minutes long, of us doing all this stuff, but you can see us.
Indeed.
So you just put in my name, Steve Garron, or if you know the full name of the band, you can put that in.
For certain.
All right, good. I've talked enough.
You think so?
I want to rock.
Good.
Let's talk more rock.
He wants to rock. He wants
What
to
is
rock.
it? Let's talk more rock?
Yes.
I will ask Joe more questions later on. But we're gonna get into the next song.
Yes.
Woo! Steve, but do me this favor.
Tell me.
Tell everybody what the next song is and possibly what it's about, if you wanna spin the yarn on that one.
Well, sometimes I have help in my life, and especially with my lyrics. This time I totally did the old-fashioned have help and then don't give credit. So I will say one time, Percocet, you totally co-wrote this song with me. It's called Take 6 Tablets, and it's all about me and Percocet's up and down relationship.
Bow. What?
You want to start it?
No, you start it.
All right. I'll do it this time.
You do it this time.
Take one tablet every 6 hours, or as needed for pain. 3 times as much is proportional to how much pain that I be. Yeah, I can't adjust. I must adjust. Being laid back literally. Our time is up, and I gotta go. 3 times as much is proportional to how much pain that I've been. Yeah. So I take 6 tablets every hour, 'cause that's what I'm needing for pain. 3 times as much proportional to how much pain that I've been in now.
And that was take 6.
Thank you.
Steve Garron. All right, now I want to ask Joe questions. Joe, how you doing?
Joe's doing fine tonight.
Indeed, indeed. So, Joe, I need you to tell me about your musical involvement and how you got involved with Steve, even though he told half the story. I want to get your side of it.
I got a great story. Okay, so
Yay.
I was working in a music store, Music Shack, which was on Orange Blossom Trail. Steve came in and put up a flyer on the cork board. He was looking for this other bass player, AJ, this guy that I knew.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, he's the baddest ass bass player in town. So I said, well, he's actually not. I can play exactly like him. So I basically got hired to do a recording session with Steve. I got paid in stuff that you'll rename nameless. But I did a session with Steve, and then I just never left, I guess, basically. But the first session I wound up to try and play with Steve, I brought a chart because I was like all musical and stuff, and I was reading music and writing at the time. And I was like, oh, I'm going to chart this stuff out. It should be really easy. Within about like 3 minutes, I threw the chart on the floor, and I was like, there's no way I'm going to chart this stuff. So that's how I got involved with Steve, and I've been playing with Steve for about 22 years, Yeah, 22. So that's 21 years there. Yeah.
Well, there it is. I mean, it's been a long-standing relationship.
Long time.
And I love seeing how you guys' relationship plays out in practice. Love it. Love it to death.
Yeah, Pete and Chris get to experience all the fun that Steve and I deal with at practice. Yes. That 22 years of marriage.
I hate that shit.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. No doubt. But when it comes to music, because you did mention the fact that you're very, like you read music, you play a lot of stuff. What would be your main influences, like, in general, and then also what, like,
my main influence were, like, I really was getting into, like, I was really into King Crimson and Yes and stuff, like, when I was younger, but then I got into, like, The Police and Jellyfish and Jason Faulkner and all that kind of power pop stuff where it was, like, 4-part harmonies and all that stuff. And at the time, Steve was a lot more punk and stuff, but it was cool to kind of, like, get into that stuff. And then Steve got me into, like, Harvey Milk and, like, all this other stuff. So we kind of just crossbred each other with all these different influences. So, like, all the stuff that Steve liked and the crazy heavy stuff, he turned me on. And then all the stuff that was super poppy and 4-part harmonies, it's like I turned him on. And then we got, in Precious Days, we had Matt, who was, like, on to Kiss and, like, all that stuff. So we had, like, all these weird influences kind of just hodgepodging together.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, Steve, I have to ask you the same question, like musical influences. What you got? What you got?
If you take the first music I ever heard, Hank Williams, and then the first music I ever loved, which was the Sex Pistols, and then whatever part of me is in there, and you mush those together, it's kind of my 3 favorite things musically is Hank, Sex Pistols, and myself. And then that's kind of where my sound is, It's like the Sex Pistols with a little bit more, prettier chords and then a twang, to my... I sing Southern instead of English like Johnny Rotten. But
that's what always interested me in Steve, that he was, like, very, like, punk rock. And, like, I was not exposed to that before. Like, so when I started playing with Steve, it was, like, this very punk rock ethos, like, like, we're just going to do it no matter what. Like,
no doubt.
Which was really entertaining because we got a lot done at rehearsals and stuff, which was, because honestly, most bands you play in, like, it takes forever to do stuff at rehearsals. True. And Steve was just like, let's just do it. So things went really quick.
Hey, the effort paid off because here you guys are. Here we all are. And I'm going to ask Pete a question just to throw a wrench. Hey, Pete, I really don't have anything to ask you.
Well, good. I can say I'd always seen Pete play in this other band, and I was like, if I ever could get a second player, guitar player, he's good enough and he's nice and he can listen. Those are
nice.
We've never had a second guitar player ever.
We have never had a second guitar player, but we've had nice people, and that's the thing I like.
So you're nice. And
Besides Joe and I, we like to get nice people.
You know,
it really helps.
you know.
I'm sorry, but to me, I like nice
No, it
people around
does.
me.
Definitely. Playing with people that you get along with is a nice thing.
And then I'm just able to be
be
the beep hole.
And you're nice. I think you know.
I love how he said I get to be the
credit,
beep hole.
As much stuff as you give yourself, you've been nothing but nice to me
Thank you.
entire time I've known you. And with that being said, we're gonna get into the third song.
Oh yes, which brings us to
To the beep hole.
Yeah, this
is censored for my respect for Chris and this lovely institution of PRK, Best in Basement Radio.
Unmute that stuff.
Oh yeah, it's time.
Steve Garron is a beep hole,
There you go.
which you can find on YouTube and Bandcamp. Just put in that. Steve Garron is a beep hole. So with that, I will say my name is Steve Garron, and this song is called
Steve Garron is a
Beep hole, beep head, beeping egomaniacal, self-centered loser, narcissistic sycophant. I wish I could be an alcoholic, but I don't like chemicals unless they got a nice stand down at Savior, best friend, guaranteed no-brainer. I beat things in like Mike Tyson. In reality, I am a horrible human being who thinks he's just misunderstood. People, cute can, born with pennies in my eyes.
to the daughter that he left behind.
In reality, I am a horrible human being who thinks I'm just misunderstood. I wish I could be an alcoholic, but I don't like chemicals unless they got a name stamped down it.
That would be the song Steve Garron.
We did it.
We did do it. Yay! Oh my
No
god.
bad language.
So sweaty. But
All right.
we got a gig coming up in October, do we not? You want to tell the people
October
about that?
15th, yeah.
October 15th.
Joe's on it.
Joe's on it.
What is it? Will's Affair?
never mind.
Will's
I guess
Affair.
he's
No,
not.
it is Will's Affair. It's like the craft fair.
Outside of Will's all day, there's going to be Will's Affair, Will's Affair, Will's Affair. And then after that, we're playing inside for free so that people have a reason to drink.
So you're supposed to say free show, free show, free show.
Indeed. And on a Sunday, and alongside with us will be fellow Live from Dope City guests, Mark with a C, and also Milk Carton Superstar.
Correct.
It's going to be
And we're in the
gonna be a
middle.
show.
We're in the middle, I think, right?
We're in the middle, smack dab in the middle. Yep.
So Mark with the C is first, and then us, and then Milk Carton Superstars.
Indeed, indeed. So, do we want to get into the next song, or do we just want to, just talk about
Am I
feelings?
supposed to ask you questions or something?
You can ask me questions if you want.
Okay, well, here, I'll ask you a question.
Okay.
So I know you play in other situations right now.
I
So
do.
what do you do? What other things do you do? You have your own band as well, right?
Yeah, in the sense of that I am, the founder and main creator of Chris LeBrane's campaign alongside with this guy,
With Pete, yes.
Pete, and stuff. Working on an album should be done hopefully before the year's out. Maybe it won't. I don't know, but it's coming. you know, other than that, yeah, I play with these guys. I play with a couple of other bands. I play with DJ Dizzle. You know, yeah, I just do stuff. You know, I host a radio show.
Well, we feel really blessed that you are playing with us.
Well, thank you, Joe.
Well, no, I never got a chance to play with you, and now that we're playing together, it's
Exactly.
been fun.
Likewise, the feeling
I
is.
have to say, from the last gig, I had several people come up to me and say, "Wow, your drummer was amazing." Like
Indeed.
my buddy Evan, who played in Bear Dream with the last gig we played, who's an amazing drummer, was like, "Wow, your drummer was just awesome."
Well, that makes me very happy.
He was very impressed. I
Flattered by that.
was pleased to hear him say that. I was like, "Wow!" And Evan is a monster drummer.
And, well, that means a lot to me. And to all those people, I love you all, and I want to hug you all. Not while I'm sweaty, though. I'm so sorry.
After the sweat's out.
After the sweat dries, I'm all yours, people. But anyway, we got one more song, do we not?
Yes,
So,
we do, and this is an old one.
Once again, Steve, just remind the people where they can reach you on social media.
Bandcamp. And actually on Bandcamp, you can get Precious, you can get Potsy, you can get my new Steve Guerin solo effort. And then on YouTube, you could probably find Precious's By Curious George video.
Yes, you
and
can.
And then after you're done that, you can go watch 13 Minutes with Steve Guerin.
That's what I like to hear.
What? I mean, there's Instagram, I guess.
Steve has actually a really cool Instagram page under Artie Underpants that has a bunch of cool art on it. So if you want to be a stalker and follow him, but it actually has a bunch of cool art on it.
Indeed, indeed. Because
Wow, thank
Steve
you, Joe.
Steve is quite the appreciator of art.
Yes, Steve is the appreciator of art. He has amazing art collection at his house as well.
Oh, yeah. And before we get into the last song, we almost had a request for another song. Somebody wanted you to do Pizza Pie.
Oh, I can only
That
imagine
must have
who
been
that
Mickey.
somebody
That
is.
must have
Yes,
been
Mickey.
Actually, surprisingly, the person who requested Pizza Pie is your friend Mark with a C.
Yeah, I figured.
I told him I'd bring it up. But yeah.
Not happening, Mark.
I know.
Sorry. Sorry, Mark.
No,
No
he
pizza
thought
pie.
he thought it would be a kick to ask you guys that. But yeah, of course. But before we get out of here, shout out to everybody that helped. I'm talking about Jordan. I'm talking about Nick. I'm talking about Sydney.
Thank you, everybody
Isabella,
at
all you
PRK.
guys. Rose in the back. Adriana, Jim, everybody. Thank you for helping out. This is good times. Good times. So, you want to tell them the name of the song? Or do you want me to?
I joined the baseball team, missing the party and pizza pie. That was for Mark.
Yay!
So this one harkens back to my high school prom nightmare. And it's called DRAKKAR Noir. My older brother told me that I could no longer be a virgin after my high school prom. And he said the way to guarantee it is with this magical potion. And he busted out the DRAKKAR Noir.
That's right, people. DRAKKAR Noir. We ain't talking about high karate. We ain't talking about Brute by Fabergé. We're talking about
DRAKKAR
Noir. And with that being said.
And this was the 90s, and already that was passé.
Oh, yeah.
So my 2/3 of a bottle of DRAKKAR Noir and I sat a virgin in our freshman college classes. But I could probably still smell that DRAKKAR Noir.
Exactly. Oh, man. And shout out to Stetson also.
I can't believe you just said Steph.
I got a daddy. I bought him stuff for Christmas.
Next thing you're going to say Aqua Velva.
Oh, that Aqua Velvet. Splash it on. Splash it. All right.
Well, I'll try that for my senior college prom or
There you
something.
go. All right. Here we go. DRAKKAR Noir. 1, 2, 3.
Wake up quick, attack the world. DRAKKAR Noir cologne. Celebrate the wealth of the world.
everybody. That concludes Live from Dope City. I'd like to thank Steve Garrett for coming through. Joe, Pete, everybody in the crew. We're just going to jam for a little bit while the credits roll. You guys take care. See you later. People, Rose McGiggles, play the LCD sound system.
Thank you, Rose.